Okay, the Markov model. First, it's very important to know the total spam and hams instances. So 50,000 spams, 15,000 hams in total. So the first one to start with is, of course, with the first one, how we have 3k frequencies. So we divide 3,000 by the total number, 50,000, which you can see here, like 3,000 divided by 50,000. But after this, we take about this underneath, how about. So that means that we take the prior word for about. So the prior word of about is how. So we take on how 3,000. So therefore we take 500 divided by 3k, 500 divided by 3k. Same here, about a. So 500 divided by about, which is 5k, 5,000. 500 divided by 5k. Same with here, a meeting. 100 divided by a is 9, so it's 9k. Meeting soon. 100 divided by meetings, yeah, thousands, so 100. So in total we get like this. Should be understandable. So if you multiply it everything, 0.06 should be 3/50th. So 50 times 6 times 10 times 9 times 10 is 2.7 million. But like I said, 3/50, so you can divide it by 3. So 3 can divide it by 3, which is 1. 2.7 million divided by 3 is 900,000. Same with this one. So the first step is, of course, the ham, 5k divided by 50,000. But after that, we take about 500 times, or divided by how, which is 5k. Here, same, which is the probability of ham. Same steps, right? If you can see, then we take about 200, which will be divided by 2,000. 300 divided by a is 9,000, and 300 divided by meeting, which is 3,000. If you multiply it everything together, 3 times 10 is 30, 300, 9,000, 90,000. So one is 900k, one is 90,000, and then we can compute. And then we have the probability of being a spam or ham in this email. Now we have two priors. Prior one is, which says that the email is twice as likely to be a spam as ham. So 2/3, and 2/3 be a spam, 1/3 be a ham. As it says, the probability is prior one is 2/3, and prior one is being ham is 1/3, and the prior two is based on survey is spam is 1%, and the other one is like 99% to be a ham. All right, so of course we're gonna use the Bayes rule, the Bayes rule. So it's very easy to compute. In order to compute this, we gonna wait a minute. All right, we're gonna do it on paper just in case. So for the probability, and the probability of being a ham, this is like 1 over 900k. This is 1 over 90k. Yeah, 90k. This is over 900k. So then we times this by our prior one, which is 2/3. This one is 1/3, like I said, which is like 2 in the power of 2.7 million. This one is just like 1 over 270k. And then you tell me which one is bigger. Of course, this number is bigger than this one. So in prior one is case, the probability of ham is much bigger. So ham is bigger. But in prior two, So we have the same scenario, but in prior to. So we'll just, it's the same. Prior with ham is times 100th, because 1% to be spam, and then it means 9900 for for it not to be a spam, for it ham. Like I said, in survey it was shown that spam is 1%. This equals 1%. So times 100. This means adding 2 zeros, so 9999999. Here 0, here 0. 90 million, 1 over 90 million, which is very big. And this one is like 99 over 100, like adding 2 zeros, which is like 90 million. So again, this number is significantly smaller, because even you can add a 0, which make it even. This is still bigger. So in both cases, the ham. So therefore, the first question, how to email this classified with both priors is ham. That's very important, because you want to take, like I said first, you want to take the probabilities of being a ham and a sam times the prior, which is times the weight of the decision, and then you pick out which number is bigger. For the second question on prior one, which probability of being a scam, so then you have to use Bayes' rules. Yeah, I got nothing to say about it. This is the formula of Bayes' rules, which is probability of being a scam times the actually probability of a scam, which is like this probability, and this is the weight divided by the probability of a scam, which is the same thing, plus the probability of being a ham times the actual probability of ham, and then you get this answer 2/3. You can do it yourself. It's pretty obvious. And on the prior to, which is the probability ratio, so that means first of all you have to know the probability ratio code, or like the formula, which is very it's easy. So you take the probability of WS and WH like this, 900k like this. You take this, you always have to do it, which is the same as 1. It's the same, and then you just do this, and then you come up with like 90,000 and 900,000, which is like 10. If I'm correct. Wait. And then you have 100. Yeah, you get 100. And based on the 100, you can wait. And based on the 100 that we just computed, you just times the probability ratio of the ham and spam, which gives you 990.